Let's go back now to that story on Eritrea, where dissident soldiers are reported to have stormed the Ministry of Information building in the capital, Asmara. They are said to be demanding the release of political prisoners. For more on this, we can talk to Salem Solomon. She's an Eritrean American journalist who's based in Tampa, Florida. Thanks very much for talking to us. First of all, maybe you can fill us in a little bit on what's happening there in Eritrea. It's been very difficult to get any clear information.
That's right. Thank you for having me. But I just wanted to give a little bit of background first. I want to say that the military in Eritrea is, it's a major force. It has a standing army of about 200,000 to 300,000. So the current situation, people were quick to jump and call it a coup when it didn't have any symptoms of what a coup should look like. What happened was a couple of armed soldiers stormed into the Ministry of Information and asked to have the director of the state-owned media read two important statements. The first one was to read the implementation of the Constitution that was ratified but never implemented in 1997, and the second one was calling for the release of political prisoners. So that's the update so far. And so it didn't have, there was no shooting. They didn't have any symptoms of coup, but the buzzword has been that it's been a coup.
But what's happening now? I mean, are those soldiers still inside the building? Have they been surrounded by other military?
Well, the most recent reports are confirming that reliable sources are telling me that it's under the government control, and my former colleagues are told to go back home, and it's been calm and quiet, and so there hasn't been any the whole day, even during the course of the time when it was grabbing major mainstream media. Everyday life was calm and quiet in Asmara.
How much opposition is there within Eritrea to the government?
Well, here's also another little background I wanted to give you. Recently, I just visited in August to September, and there's been major development about government handing out weapons to the population. But one thing that I need to stress is the fact that even though people are armed, even though people are under the military, there hasn't been resistance to the point where you can call it a coup, or and it's a major, as I said in my introduction, that it's a major force that over 200,000 and 300,000 people are conscripted. So opposition is mainly coming from people who are abroad.
Okay, and I mean, it is such a secretive nation. It's been very difficult for us to get any information from there. Why has the government closed Eritrea off so distinctly from the rest of the world?
Well, what has happened is in 2001, the government had a crackdown on the media, and they closed all the newspapers, we boasted around 11 newspapers, and the independent media was burgeoning in the beginning of our independence. But eventually, after a border conflict between Eritrea and Ethiopia from 1998 to 2000, has made the government and the country wary, and so young people who are conscripted, which is conscription has turned into an indefinite military, and so that wariness towards outside forces coming in and threatening the country has made the government resistant to anything that's coming from outside.
Okay, thanks very much. Very interesting to get your insights there on Eritrea. Salem Solomon, thanks for joining us from Florida.
Thank you for having me.
Now, polling stations are due to open shortly across Israel. The general election